Hello, welcome back to my channel, Mel Stampin' Gallery. I'm Melanie, and today I want to do another double page spread scrapbook layout using this Country Woods Designer Series paper from Stampin' Up. I love this paper suite and I love the stamp sets in it, but I especially thought this paper would go well with these photos that I have of a trip we took with my sister-in-law and my husband's cousin up to Sleeping Bear Dunes in Michigan. And if you have never been there, you have got to go. It is absolutely a gorgeous, gorgeous place, especially in the fall. So I just thought all these pictures went so well with all the textures and the browns and the blues in this Country Woods paper. So I do have quite a few photos, so I am going to be making a double page spread. So I will clear this out of the way and we will get started. Now I've got my 2 pieces of 12 by 12 white daisy cardstock, and I'm going to start laying my photos out. So I like to start with, I have so many of them. I'm doing kind of a grid style layout, and I've done a couple layouts like that. My last couple layouts seem to have been that way, but I like making my focal photos the 4x6 size, and I will probably go ahead and matte those. They're already in white, but I'll probably matte them in maybe early espresso, because that's one of the colors, coordinating colors in the designer series paper. So we had so much fun on this trip. Like I said, the Sleeping Bear Dunes is just a gorgeous place, and we went in the fall. I think it was October, and we had absolutely beautiful weather. As you can see, it was cloudy, but the sun was shining, the sky was blue. It was just really gorgeous. And then they have, of course, the dunes, but you start on the Sleeping Bear trail. You drive through that covered bridge, and you take a driving trail all the way around, and of course there are places where you stop along the way and you can get out and hike to some of these overlooks, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I have so this just makes me chuckle because we wanted to get my cousin and my sister-in-law and I, we wanted to get a picture of ourselves, and I don't know why we just didn't ask our spouses to take a picture, but I am horrible at taking a selfie. I don't know if my arms are too short or what, but we were just laughing and having the best time until Cousin Bob did come along, and he did take a picture of us trying to take a picture of ourselves. So that was just kind of funny. So I've got these two like that. I've got some more, but I think I'm going to end up putting those in a flip flap, because like I said, I have a lot of pictures. So I'm probably going to do, let's see, that'll have to be flip flapped up. So when you flip it up, it's all in the right order. So let's see, they're going to go kind of like that, I think. And let's see, I've lost some of my pictures. Oh, here's one. And of course we have to show the walking on some of the sand dunes. So I think that might go down here like so. And just everywhere you look, everywhere you turn, the view is more beautiful than the last place. So we just have, from the paper pack, I think I'm going to go with at least 3 of these 4 here. I like that blue because there is a lot of blue in the photos, so I do want to use that. I like how that looks with the photos. And then of course this rustic wood grain, that of course matches perfectly. And then maybe this one, because oh my gosh, it looks like that bridge was made from this paper, doesn't it? And then maybe some of this gray, because there is a lot of kind of gray in the clouds and some of these pictures, so somehow maybe I can fit that in somewhere as well. So let's just see what we're going to do here. All right, so I'm thinking I might take this blue and cut down a strip on either side, kind of going under the photos. about 1.5 inches or so. And then the one over here on this side as well. I've got my DSP cut down to size, and I've got my photos laid out and arranged. Before I did this piece, I wanted to show you how, if you notice, let's see if I can get this up so you can see. If you notice, this edge was torn, but it's torn in kind of a straight edge fashion. And actually, I learned that from Jessica Dipsinski over at the Paper Heart. And what you do is you take your cardstock and your cutter, and instead of using the blade, I'm using a score tool, and you just take it and run it down that cutting ridge. Okay, just like you're going to score, but you're going to press hard so that you tear the paper, which is kind of weird because when you're scoring your paper, you sometimes go, oh no, I'm tearing my paper, and you don't want that to happen. But this time, I do want that to happen, so I'm going to hold it up here so it stays in place. I got it kind of off down here at the bottom because I wasn't holding it. But I just go up and down a few times till I get that nice torn edge. And then I can lift my paper up, and if it doesn't tear all the way, I'll just fold it back, and then I can tear it. And it's a straight tear. So I thought that would look kind of cool with the all the peeling paint. Kind of adds to that feel of the rusticness. Can you see how that's torn? So that's going to go over here on this side of the layout. And I did the same thing on this small piece here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, let's see, this is all loose, so I need to adhere this all down before I start working on embellishment. I've got my background paper adhered down to my white daisy cardstock, and before I started putting the photos on, I wanted to show you what the background looked like. And then I've got my photos, and if you can see this side over here on the right, I did change the layout a little bit. I kind of made it more of a collage. Some of them were to overlap some of them, and the reason I did that was so that I could have more of some of the background paper showing, and also I wanted a few little spaces for some embellishment clusters, because that is kind of the most fun part about scrapbooking, isn't it? I love all the beautiful papers, and I have so many ideas for this particular pack of paper. You know, I'm using it here for these hiking, national park photos. I did use it in a recent card that I did, a layout of a card. And actually it's just a beautiful, could be a Mother's Day card. Here, I'll show you right here. See how beautifully it pairs with the Country Flowers stamp set. I'm also going to be doing some beach layouts with this paper. I have a lot of beach photos and stamps that I think will pair nicely with this paper. So really this paper is a very versatile pack of DSP. It will go with anything. And wouldn't it look beautiful with some vintage photos as well? All right, so this is kind of the layout that I have in mind for this down here, right here. I thought I will put a flip flap, and this is a 3x3 photo, and then when you flip it open, this is where the journaling will be right there. And then this title, I actually just did that on my Cricut. I just searched for the word Michigan, and I found the silhouette of the shape of the state of Michigan, and I put the word Michigan over top of it to create that title. And I do have Sleeping Bear Dunes here, somewhere in my box, but it's kind of tiny. I will find that and I will put that down and I will adhere all this down and I will be right back to show you the finished product. Before I adhere the last picture down over here, I wanted to continue some of this stamping that I have down here along the bottom of this page. So let me set that aside for a second. And this little footprint stamp set came from this Close to My Heart Stampin' Thin Cut called Take a Hike. Now this is an old one. I got that about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years ago when I originally signed on as a Close to My Heart maker. So obviously that is not available any longer, but I'm sure you might have some hiking stamp sets or any kind of a little border that would look cute stamped around the bottom. So I have taken my Versamat, flipped it over to the spongy side, and I am going to take my Stampin' Up! Ink pad. This is Crumb Cake, which I believe is one of the coordinating colors from this Country Woods DSP. And I'm going to just gently press. You don't have to press super hard with the Stampin' Up! Ink pads because they have that foam ink pad on it. And I am going to start over here on the Designer Series paper and press down, and then I'll move that across the page, line that up so the little footprints are going across the page and meeting in the middle. Okay, and I want one more, just a little bit right there on the end to take it off the edge of the page. So it looks like it's continuing on to the next page. All right, let's put this one away. This is an older ink pad style from my old Stampin' Up! Days. So let's see, let me bring in both pages here and see what we've got. So let's see, let me show you what I've done to the title here. Remember I told you I did a print and cut with the title, but it was kind of flimsy and I was going to pop it up on some foam tape, but I thought, why don't I cut it out, just the outline shape 3 times in black and stack it together, and then that gave me a almost chipboard feeling piece for my title. So I'm going to put that down there, and I've already got the one part here for the one little word, but I think I'm going to use, I don't need to use the foam tape anymore because that's popped up very nicely. So I'll just take my liquid adhesive and apply it to the back here. And I like to use the liquid adhesive for things like this because I can maneuver it around more easily as opposed to using something like a tape runner, because once you use that tape runner and stick it down, it's stuck. You aren't moving it. So I like to use my liquid adhesive when I'm going to kind of manipulate something and move it around to get it into the right place. And I want to make sure it's not going off the top of the page up there, and I do want it overlapping those photos. So there you go. All right, so I'll press that down and I'll get the rest of the words in there right here. And I did the same thing with these. Remember I told you those were really, really tiny words. I don't know how I got them so tiny, but they are, but it works. It didn't need to be super big. All right, I'm going to finish that up and I'll be right back. Let's see, now I've got a place here for some embellishments. I think I can add some here and maybe down at this corner. And there's so many good ones from this stamp set called Take a Hike. I just can't even decide. You ever get a stamp set and you want to use everything on it, but you have to restrain yourself? So I'm feeling kind of that way about this one. But look at this one, Sky Above, Earth Below, Peace Within. Yeah, that's probably pretty perfect. Hills Are My Thrills, or Hike More, Worry Less. I can't decide which one I want up there. So if I take it out of the sleeve, and let's just hold up Hills Are My Thrills. I like that, but it kind of doesn't, it's too small for the space. But I think maybe this Hike More, Worry Less, that kind of fills up the space very nicely. And I am going to stamp right on my layout. So let's see, I'm going to put that right there just to kind of see how that will look. And I think that'll be good, just to fill in that space. All right, so now this had, like I said, has a whole bunch of other stamps, and I already had some when I pulled out the stamp set cut out from a previous project, so I'll just lay those around to make sure they look all right. Don't you just love that big footprint? I absolutely love that. So I'm thinking down there in the corner, then there was this little map that I had stamped out. Maybe I'll put that like that. And like I said, this sign, sky above, earth below, peace within. Let's maybe put that over here. Perfect, because look at the sky up there. Ha, perfect. Look at this little backpack. Isn't that cute? I don't know where I could use that. Maybe over here, or maybe the water bottle. Look at that little water bottle. I love that. Maybe we could put that over here somehow. Or maybe up here. Kind of bring something up here. Oh, I kind of, maybe. All right, so maybe that'll look good. I kind of like that to kind of bring some weight over there. And then this adventure title here that you see, this little wood grain looking piece, and this tiny little geotag, those came from this Let's Go Anywhere die cuts from Close to My Heart. That was a very popular suite, the Let's Go Anywhere collection with the paper and stickers. So some of you might have that in your stash. So if you do, that would be perfect for this layout as well. All right, so let's see. Let's try to stamp that right there on the cardstock. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to use the crumb cake? Or do I want to do like a masking in a couple different colors? Or do I want to, oh, I know, why don't I sponge behind it and then stamp with my early espresso? I get really nervous about stamping on my layout first. So I'm going to, let's practice. Let's bring in the Versamat, and I've got a piece of scrap white paper here. And I thought this Distress Oxide in weathered wood would look good with this DSP. So I'm just taking my blending brush, and I'm just going to, let's see, blend a background here, and go around and around, spread that out. So then I think I'll bring in, let's bring in the early espresso, and see, and get our stamp. Now remember, I said you just gently tap on these ink pads because they are very, very juicy. Okay, and then just stamp over what we blended on there. Okay, and then let's see, if we hold it up over here, I think I like how that will look. So now I can do that for real. All right, so let's try it. Okay, I'm still nervous, but I want to bring this over closer to me. So let's put that on the Versamat again. And bring that over closer to me where I can see it. Let's get our Distress Oxide weathered wood and our blending brush. Pick up a little ink. I want to tap it off on some scratch paper. And then just start gently going around in a circle. Let's make sure we've got enough covered. Yep. Let's bring in our early espresso, gently tap, and stamp. And lift, and I like it. I'm going to finish up with putting some of these embellishments on here. This big footprint, I'm going to pop that up with my foam tape. So I really enjoyed making this layout of the hiking because it's a very special time that we spent with our family, our cousin and my husband's sister. We've taken several trips together lately. My sister-in-law lives in Canada, and my cousin lives out in Geneva. And the thing about why this is so special is because during COVID, we weren't allowed to see each other. We all started getting together on Facebook and doing video calls every couple of weeks, and then when COVID was over and we were allowed to see each other again, of course, it was very special to go see my sister-in-law again after not seeing her for 2 years, and my cousin also. And we just decided to keep doing our calls, but then we've also taken it on the road, so that's kind of special too. So that's why it's so special to have these memories together and to be able to scrapbook them and document them. All right, so there you have it. I'll hold this up a little bit closer so you can see that. Please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel and check out my social media pages for the still shots, and everything will be posted in the description box down below. And for more videos, be sure to check this one right up here, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.